The Pulse of Spokane is a broad show that showcases many different things in our community, sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You. Well, welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. It's the 17th of March, and with all that's going on, we forgot. Did you wear green today?
No, I did
No,
not.
okay. Well, I'm not going to pinch you, though. We're supposed to keep our social distance, right? Welcome to a crazy, crazy month. We have some great programs. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to see it, we did a live program this morning, Sheriff's Report with Ozzy Knezovich, and he talked about the emergency center and some other things. So if you haven't had a chance, go look at that. It's posted on our website as well as on Facebook from this morning. A great couple guests today, Jake Tesch, who's here from Guardian, and he's got a great son. We'll also have to talk about that too. A neat young man. And then Gordan Hester, who is now the CEO, head honcho, dictator. You're not dictator yet, are you? No, not yet. That's another month or two from now. From Kiemle, Hagood, and I have to tell you, that is a very strong, very good community company here in town. And so I get to talk with those two today. We'll be back right after this.
We believe every person is created in the image of God with immeasurable beauty and worth, that people should not be defined by their present condition or past mistakes. We are all broken. We need each other. Healing for our brokenness begins with connection, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. And with healing comes change, the potential for joy and meaning. No one was created for mere survival on the streets, for an existence blurred by mind-numbing substances. Each person is created with a purpose, a unique gift no one else can offer the world. Our job is to help them rediscover it. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Welcome to Apex Plaza, Spokane's one-stop cannabis destination. Apex Cannabis features thousands of economy, value, and luxury cannabis products. Cannagear features hemp-based CBD products, glass, goods, and gear. Stop by 1325 North Division to experience the Apex difference.
This product has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risk associated with the consumption of this product. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Well, welcome back. I'm very lucky today because I get to talk to a couple of friends. And Jake, you're the first one. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Great.
Let's get the microphone a little
All right.
closer to you.
Perfect.
All right, and because folks do want to hear you at home. First of all, you know who I'm going to bring up, don't you?
Gabe.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, your son Gabe, who's what, 17 now? 16, 17?
16, he'll be 17 in April.
In April. That's coming up mighty fast, isn't it?
Yep.
Gabe is probably one of the most inspirational young men you will ever meet, okay? I can count maybe 5 on my hand in my lifetime, and Gabe is one of them. He went through terrible cancer problems in the brain and survived that. Is more than surviving, he's thriving now, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is he an inspiration for you guys at home too?
Yeah, he keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
We got to do this, Dad. We got to do this. This is our next thing.
Yeah. Well, where can people go find out more information about Gabe? Because it's a great story.
Yeah, his website or his Facebook page, Gabe Tesch.
Okay.
Athlete page, or GabeTesch48c.com.
Okay. And the 48C means what?
48 is he did 48 consecutive days of radiation followed by 48 weeks of chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And the C is just for cancer.
Yeah. As I said, most inspirational young man you'll ever meet, the nicest young man to learned it all from Dad?
No, Mom. Definitely Mom.
Okay.
Yeah. He makes us really proud, though.
Yeah, I would have to be. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about your business, and it happens to tie in right now with all that's going on out there with the COVID, am I saying it right? 19?
Yep.
Yeah. And so one of the things that so many businesses right now have been closed down and are looking at, okay, how do I disinfect my business and my operating equipment? And if you're a restaurant or something like that, you may want to start steam stuff, but maybe want to make sure all the tables and everything else, because people come in and tend to handle things as they do. Or I'm thinking like how many businesses we know that have sent people home, and now they're sitting there, and yes, they're working from home as best you can, but they've also got a situation at business that needs to be cleaned up and sanitized, right? And you can do that.
Well, the CDC released what they call the environmental cleaning and disinfecting recommendations for the COVID-19.
Okay.
And you can get that on their website. What we did at Guardian is we kind of took their whole 3 or 4 page dissertation and we...
Well, it's government. It takes 3 or 4 pages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we kind of just put it onto one simple page, and that page is going up on our website if anybody wants to see that. It's guardianofspokane.com. And what we've done is basically just created a protocol based on the CDC guidelines that say if you do these things, you're within the CDC guidelines for their recommendations for environmental cleaning and disinfection.
Okay.
If you have staff, it's not brain science, if you have a staff that you're looking for things for them to do, or you have the people to do it, then by all means take that protocol, use it to train your staff and to have them do this for you. If you do need somebody to come in and do some of that for you, if you have a really large space or don't have the manpower,
right,
or maybe it's a smaller space but you still just don't have the manpower, we can come out.
Well, and you might have sent everybody home too,
yeah,
and
exactly.
You might be the one left.
You might be the manpower.
Yeah.
And in that case, we'd be more than happy to come and talk to you about the cost of doing that, and if we can help you, be glad to do it.
Okay. How tricky is this? And how careful is this something that can be done at home as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so it's not just business, it's
right,
home.
Right. What they said is it's recommendations for U.S. communities, facilities with suspected or confirmed coronavirus disease, non-healthcare facilities.
Okay.
So obviously healthcare facilities are going to be at a different standard than
right.
What
yeah, they're inundated with the potential.
So yeah, you can do it yourself really easily. It's basically just wiping things down using a disinfectant that has between 60 and 95% alcohol.
Am I going to be able to find that though?
Right
next to the toilet paper?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't know this, and it's kind of a little trickier. You can use bleach. There's actually mixing instructions on the CDC website to mix a certain amount of bleach with water. Problem with bleach is, it's gonna, if you put it on fabrics and things like that, it's gonna discolor them and stuff. So ideally, using a disinfectant.
Well, isn't kind of a bleach or something they're using on tables at restaurants and things anyway, or
Right.
bleach-like type
Yes.
thing anyway, but very, very diluted, but enough to help clean
Right.
up for the next person that sits
Right.
down and so forth. So we could theoretically find off-the-shelf things, especially maybe more for home use than businesses. I would think, like for us, we've got 1,200 and some square feet here and so forth, with people in and out and so forth. It might be wise to have somebody come in and do it right.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick little cleaning. It's also, for businesses and employers, there's always that fear or that worry that if somebody does get sick with the virus at your place of business, what's your liability? I mean, I can't answer any of those questions for you, but I mean, common sense would, I think, tell us that if you were to say, we went to the CDC, we used their recommendation for environmental cleaning and disinfection, and we hired a third-party company to do it for us,
Right.
and it was all their protocol is based on that, then, I think that
What
shows
more
that,
can you do?
Well, yeah, I think that shows as an employer or business owner
Right.
that you've done everything that you possibly can to take care of your people.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's what we all want to do, is take care of our people.
Now, how about your crew out there? Any special instructions when you send them out to go do these things right now?
Yeah, we had a training last week. We didn't even plan on doing this, and we just started getting phone calls, and
Okay.
so it became kind of, okay, what do we need to do to protect, since we're the business out there saying we can do it, what do we need to do to
Right.
make sure that we're protecting our employees first,
Right.
and then doing it in a way that's going to meet the guidelines of the CDC to protect the people that we're doing it for.
Right.
And so we had a training last week with our employees on, basic hygiene practices, and it really isn't anything spectacular,
Right.
It's just
But just be a little more careful
Yeah,
than normal. Because
exactly,
you're dealing
common
with
sense.
chemicals to start with.
like right now my nose is itching like crazy, but I don't dare touch it, do I?
No, you want me to?
Yeah, just
that help?
give me one.
Yeah, and again, I worry about we non-professionals using something that it just, to me, makes sense, especially even for a small business or a larger business, to bring people in that could come in, do it. They know what to look for. They know how to do it. You're probably in and out in a reasonable period of time, too. It's not like you have to take everything out to the front porch and start over, right?
Right.
Yeah. Is it a matter of spraying or what?
There's a few different things that we can do. The protocol that we wrote based on the CDC
Right.
recommendations does call for wiping down surfaces,
Okay.
horizontal and vertical surfaces.
Okay.
If they are dirty beforehand, cleaning them with a soap and water detergent solution, and then applying
Especially
a
where people are going
disinfectant.
to put their hands on
Exactly.
the door,
There
frame.
are companies, and we can go out there and do what they call a fogging, where we fog a disinfectant
sure.
through the building, and that's probably going to help. It's probably better. It's definitely better
But
than
not as
nothing.
good as wiping down.
It's not as good as wiping down, and it doesn't
Yeah.
comply exactly with what the CDC recommends. But again, it's a lot more cost effective, and it is better than nothing.
Yeah. The one good thing you mentioned to me the other day is that you just timed it right, that you've got a supply of the right chemicals here in town.
Yeah, just because of our regular course of business,
Right.
and we do a lot of water damage and sewer backup and things
Right.
like that. We have about 600 and some gallons of quaternary disinfectant on our shelves. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So poised at the right time. Of course, you didn't know this was coming, right?
No,
Yeah.
not me.
How can people, Jake, get in touch with you, or if they have questions, how do they best reach you?
You can find us at guardianofspokane.com, or our phone number is 509-891-5301. And we also have a Facebook page that's Guardian of Spokane.
Great. Well, thank you. I have the feeling you're going to get a few phone calls.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
great. Thank you for
All right.
coming.
Thanks.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Well, this is Loomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate, but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Well, welcome back. As I said, I've got a couple of really nice people today, and the second one is Gordan Hester. You just got a new job as of the first of the year, right?
Yes.
You took over from my old friend because he's retired but of council now, right?
Yep.
Which means he just gets a paycheck and doesn't have to do much, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Wish we all could do that.
All the glory.
But, yeah, Larry Soren, he's a good guy and been involved, and I've worked with him on a number of projects in Spokane, and I know he loves Spokane, and it's important. I think he even went to WSU.
Eastern. He's an Eastern Eagle. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Now, where did you go to school?
Eastern.
Eastern. All right. Well, Eastern Day here at Spokane Talk. Good, good. But I know he was involved in a lot of community things and served as chair of the GSI board. And you have all these fun things to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm impressed with Kiemle Hagood. For the years when I first came to Spokane, which would have been back in 1976. Were you a toddler there then?
Probably grade school.
Grade school, okay.
Yeah.
But my point was, I remember meeting this fella soon after I got here, Ed Kiemle. What a gentleman. What a Spokane business person. He cared about our community and so forth. So you've taken over. I met Jerry Hagood once, I think, or twice in all my years. But Ed, I remember from when I worked at the chamber and so forth, that he was just, if it was going on in Spokane, he was there. And so Kiemle Hagood has a very proud record of being involved in our community and grown a good company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited about this new role?
Very excited. This is the start of my 30th year at Kiemle Hagood.
Okay.
And I was actually,
what a way to start.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough when I started. Actually, I worked directly with Ed Kiemle on some of his buildings. So you get to see that passion, and really the founders of the company that realized how important it was to stay involved in the community and
Yes.
give back
Yes.
and participate, as you said. And so now we are, back then a company of probably 40 employees managing maybe 1 million square feet, and now we're 180 employees.
Oh, wow.
5 offices, just, the 9 million square feet under management, and it's just, the growth has been just incredible. And just excited about that next opportunity and where the company's going, and to do that and maintain that connection with all the communities that we work in. It's just really
okay. You mentioned what, 9 offices?
5.
5 offices. Where are they? I know downtown Spokane.
Downtown Spokane is our corporate headquarters. We have an office in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay.
Kennewick, Washington. Just opened an office in Moscow, Idaho, and have an office in Missoula, Montana.
Wow. Okay. So you're here to stay, and
We
then
are.
some. Well, and you look at some of the businesses and entities that have leased space from the buildings that you've managed and so forth, and there's some of the big names here in Spokane, as well as some of the startups. Okay, and welcome to what's going on, right? What do you look forward to the most as you kind of move from Larry Soren's reign to yours? You know, not to take away from what he did, but we all have our own imprint that we want to make. And I know coming in, you've got a couple of things, I'm sure, that you'd like to move forward on. What are those?
You know, I think we have a tremendous relationship with Providence St. Joseph Health. They're our single biggest customer. So to continue to grow and foster that relationship, we are starting to grow our residential management department. So the low-income housing component is a big part of what we do, and I think in this day and age, it's such an important part of our community. So that gives us really a very mission-focused business line that we both believe in from an economic and business standpoint, but also from
we got to house our people
from a community standpoint. So
absolutely.
those areas are probably, I would say, the short-term areas that I really see growth in and focus on.
And your background the last 10 or so years, what have you managed at the company?
I have been the vice president, and my focus is to run the commercial management department. And then I oversee our K&H Facility Services company, which is a maintenance company with 55 employees.
Okay, so are they out doing the decontaminating?
They're out doing the some of that, yes.
And some probably empty offices too.
A few, they're emptying out probably by the day. It's a little different environment than we're used to being in.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned 190 employees, right? And they're not all downtown, but what do your offices look like today compared to 2 weeks ago?
You know, we're still fully staffed, and I think just the unique nature of what we do as a company, you have to still collect the rent, you still have to maintain the buildings, you still have to manage the tenant expectations. So a lot of that just...
That doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away whether people are afraid or whether they're, of whatever. So we're still, as of today, we have some opportunities for some of the sales staff to work from home, but people are still pretty engaged.
Because often they're out meeting with people anyway, out in the community. So whether they leave from home office or they leave from downtown, they probably don't mind not having to pay for parking downtown.
Absolutely.
And all of that. Although I guess it's a little easier right now.
It's easier to find a spot.
I'll bet. Yeah, what's it like downtown? I haven't been downtown for a couple of days.
With all the restaurants closed, it's very different.
Yeah.
I was downtown on Saturday for St. Patrick's Day, and it was empty. It was really just kind of an odd experience, and it's pretty quiet.
Yeah. With all that's going on, when you said you were downtown on Saturday, were you working?
I was working.
Yeah.
Doing budgets.
Budgets. Oh, they're always the budgets, aren't there? Yeah. What do you look forward to the most this year in 2020 for you and then for your company?
That probably all changed about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I mean, we started off the year feeling very, very confident about where the real estate market was.
Yes.
And I think there's so much uncertainty with what the horizon looks like in managing the COVID-19 issue. So I don't know that I have a great answer for that. I think, take care of the employees and make sure that they're comfortable and they're taken care of. And then certainly our buildings and our tenants, how do you manage their fears and frustrations and the economic challenges that some of those small businesses are facing.
I'm going to guess there are going to be some slow rents coming in. I mean, it's just part of what's going to happen, especially I'm thinking in the building where you are downstairs is Revival Tea.
We've got the Thomas Hammer Coffee Shop down there. We've got a Jimmy John Sandwich Shop down there.
All of those are totally affected from all of this and so forth. And you start to think about what that means for employees as well as for the owners and so forth. It's a change dynamic, isn't it?
Well, smart business owners are trying to be proactive, so even the landlords are trying to be proactive. And how do we help these businesses before they get into trouble? Right.
We had Ozzy on this morning and from the emergency management situation, and we took some calls and questions that came in electronically and so forth. And one of the things he said, and I'm going to say this so that as you talk with people and remind them that especially small businesses, but all businesses, should be tracking their losses because of this. There will be a time and place through the emergency management, and right now I believe it's GSI that's working to get it all set up, because it will be hard in 4 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now to go back and what were my costs? I kind of remember, but I don't, because we're all fighting this battle of how to keep up right now. And I feel overloaded. I know my staff does. I'm sure you and your people do. And I'm not sure, of course it could be my age, that I'll remember everything in 3 weeks that I now know, so write it down, start documenting it and so forth. And so are you telling some of your businesses out there, the leaseors and so forth?
Absolutely, and there actually is, the Small Business Administration has a loan now that they've declared it a disaster that small businesses can take advantage of.
Okay.
So, and that came out, I think, a day or two ago. So it's a very recent thing, and we've told them all, make sure you're paying attention to those types of things, documenting it, and taking care of yourself financially as best you can.
Yeah, because, things were going quite well.
They were going great.
We
had a record January.
I know, and we have too, and we continue actually. I think we're in pretty good shape. But the check that was going to come in yesterday isn't going to come in for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. There are those things, and we're small enough to go, that's a major impact. And some of the larger companies have the big lines of credit and so forth. So so my counsel to everybody watching is, especially the smaller businesses, give them as much business as you can. I think we're hooking up to the KHQ site that has a list of restaurants and so forth that are doing the takeout and delivery and those kinds of things. Let's get a little cash in, and if nothing else, buy a gift card, because that gives them cash now, basically, and you can use it in the next year or two, and so forth. And let's help everybody out, because they're struggling, really struggling. And one of the things, Gordon, as you know, is we've really highlighted small business here, and we've had some remarkable stories of good things going on. And so many of them right now are at the, oh my gosh, we had not planned for this. Yes, we might have a bad week of weather or something, but not this. And the uncertainty, is it going to be another 2 weeks or 6 weeks? And nobody really knows at this point. And so that makes it tough.
Well, and that fear is probably the uncertainty, where people don't know what to do with their business, they can't plan, and so it really is it's a scary time for most business owners. So
how do you plan?
We plan 2 weeks ago.
You
plan 12, 24, 36 months in advance, and you have regular strategic meetings on your vision and what you want your company to do. And I think short term now is, how do we make sure that the employees are taken care of? And we know that the 12 to 24 to 36 month plan will take care of itself, because we had solid plans before. But really, how do we make sure that employees have child care now that their children are all at home?
Things you didn't really have to think about.
So we started an in-company daycare to try to help the employees that needed that service, and it's just a different time.
So you're finding other people who might have a teenage daughter who says, I can do that? And
the willingness of people to help each other, I think, continues to be very delightful. I mean, you see that where my teenager's looking for a job, let's babysit the children. It's a great environment.
We are, after all, still Spokane here. And so while we're a city and we're a county and all of that, we still are a town. And I've said it since the day I've been here, 1976, that I've never seen a community like this community step up to help other people. And so that's what we need to do. We might not do it in person, but there are ways that we can help. Gordon, I'd shake your hand, but we're not supposed to be doing that, right?
I understand.
Yeah, he's got him under the table.
Sit on him.
Yeah, sit on him. Thank you for coming. We wish the best to Kiemle Hagood. Again, the leadership over the years has been terrific. I'm proud to call you friend, and to have you take over the reins, and nothing but good luck, and we'll have you back.
Thank you.
As things continue.
Love to visit again.
All right, good. Thanks for watching The Pulse of Spokane. See you next time right here. Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest,
or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.